Have you ever wondered if love can bloom again in the later chapters of life? Tonight we invite you to hear the deeply moving story of Mr. Tan, a 65-year-old gentleman who, after years of solitude, decided to open his heart once more. But what he encountered on his path to remarriage was far from simple. His journey is filled with unexpected twists, moments of joy, and real struggles that many in his position might relate to. Through his story, we uncover profound lessons on companionship, resilience, and the true meaning of connection in our golden years. Love in later life is not just about romance. It's about understanding, compromise, and embracing the beauty of shared experiences. Stay with us until the end as we reflect on Mr. Tan's journey, drawing insights that can inspire and guide us through the ups and downs of love, loss, and the search for companionship as we age. This is a story you won't want to miss. Before we begin, if you enjoy this video, please support us by liking it. Your encouragement helps keep these heartfelt stories alive. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. If this story resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let us know how we can improve future content for you. Now let's dive in. Dear viewers, we all understand that aging alone can be difficult, and many seniors find themselves longing for companionship. For some, that means taking a brave step toward remarriage, a journey filled with both hope and hesitation. What will Mr. Tan's experience reveal? Let's find out together. In today's world, love isn't just for the young, it's for anyone with a heart open to companionship. Finding a life partner later in life is not only natural, but also a beautiful way to enrich one's golden years. Society has come to embrace this, seeing remarriage as a fresh start rather than a second chance. Of course, blending two lives after decades of independence comes with its own set of challenges. A successful relationship requires patience, kindness, and a deep sense of mutual respect. When one partner focuses only on their own desires, forgetting the other's needs, trouble is sure to follow. Take something as simple as the changes that come with aging, like the way our natural scent evolves over time. Some may find it unfamiliar, but love isn't about perfection. It's about acceptance, about seeing beyond the little things and choosing understanding over conflict. That, in the end, is what makes love last. At 65, Mr. Tan had spent years in quiet solitude, the echoes of an empty house his only companion. Longing for warmth and connection, he took a leap of faith and sought a partner to share his golden years. That's when he met Mrs. Mai, a charming 62-year-old with a kind smile. Their bond felt magical, leading them to marriage. But just 5 days in, the dream crumbled. Differences surfaced, tensions grew, and in the blink of an eye, their new life together came undone. Mrs. Mai didn't hold back her feelings. She openly admitted that something about Mr. Tan's scent unsettled her. Mr. Tan, stung by her words, felt hurt and defensive. He accused her of being too critical, too quick to judge. But what really happened between them? Let's step into Mr. Tan's shoes and hear his side of the story. I'm 65 years old, and lately, my heart has been heavy with sorrow and frustration. What should have been a beautiful new chapter in my life, a chance to find love again, turned into a heartbreak I never saw coming. I remarried, hoping to share my golden years with someone special, but within days, it all fell apart. The reason? It still leaves me in shock. The more I think about it, the deeper the wound cuts. I know in my heart that I did nothing wrong. It was just cruel fate playing its hand. Many years ago, I married the love of my life after 2 wonderful years of courtship. We built a marriage on love, respect, and deep understanding. Those early years were full of laughter and warmth. I cherished her, and she cherished me in return. We created a home filled with peace and happiness. I always imagined we would grow old together, walking side by side through life's journey. But fate had other plans. At 45, my world shattered. My beloved wife was taken from me in a tragic accident. The grief was unbearable, leaving an emptiness that no words could describe. But life doesn't wait for broken hearts to heal. I had to pick up the pieces and move forward, even though every step felt like walking through a storm alone. Remarrying never crossed my mind back then. Work consumed my days, and my 2 young children filled every quiet moment. They were my world, and I believed my own happiness could wait until they had built lives of their own. So for the next 15 years, I followed a steady rhythm: work, home, responsibilities, until retirement came at 60. When my children married and moved away, I settled into a house by myself. At first, I embraced the solitude. Friends praised the freedom of living alone, and I too enjoyed the novelty. No schedules to follow, no compromises to make. I could stay out late, travel, or simply enjoy my own space. It felt liberating, but over time, that freedom lost its charm. The house grew quieter, the silence stretching long into the evenings. What once felt like independence now felt like isolation. Small joys, morning coffee, a favorite song, seemed dull without someone to share them with. Nights were the hardest. Rain tapping on the windows, cold creeping in. It all deepened the emptiness. I'd pace the rooms, trying to fill the void with movement, but loneliness clung to me. And what hurt most? The growing distance between me and my children. Once they had families of their own, visits dwindled, reserved for holidays and special occasions. I faced challenges alone, handled emergencies without a reassuring voice on the other end of the line. For the first time in my life, I truly understood what it meant to be alone. Turning 65 was a wake-up call. I couldn't keep living in solitude. I longed for companionship, someone to share my days with, someone who truly understood me. That was when I met Mrs. Mai, a woman 4 years my junior. From our very first meeting, she captivated me. There was something about her, the warmth in her smile, the grace in her movements, the kindness in her eyes. Mrs. Mai was remarkable in every way. She had an elegant charm, a well-maintained figure, and a presence that commanded attention. Having once worked in the cultural sector, she carried herself with poise, her demeanor effortlessly refined. Though no longer in her youth, she had an ageless beauty, a quiet confidence that drew me in. I saw in her everything I had hoped for in a partner. To my delight, she found me equally pleasant, and we both felt an unspoken understanding growing between us. With our retirements affording us ample time, we allowed our connection to deepen. We met daily, taking leisurely strolls, sharing stories, and enjoying the simple pleasure of each other's company. Mrs. Mai often visited my home, lending a helping hand in ways that went beyond mere courtesy. She tidied up, helped with chores, even washed my clothes occasionally. Her presence brought warmth to my house, and, more importantly, to my heart. Something in me changed. The days no longer felt empty. My once quiet home now carried laughter, and my heart grew lighter. The loneliness that had settled over me for years slowly melted away, replaced by a quiet joy. With her by my side, I felt stronger, more confident about the road ahead. After 6 months, I knew it was time to take the next step. I sought the counsel of my 2 children, asking how they felt about me marrying Mrs. Mai. Their answer was nothing but encouragement, no hesitation, no objections. Buoyed by their support, I asked Mrs. Mai to be my wife, and she agreed. To show my devotion, I entrusted her with my financial matters. I willingly handed over my monthly pension of more than 5 million Vietnamese dong for her to manage. I transferred my savings book, house papers, and personal documents into her care, proving that I had nothing to hide. More than that, I assured her that if she remained kind and honest with me, my 3-bedroom, 100-square-meter house would be hers when I was gone, a decision my children also stood behind. I had done everything in my power to make her feel secure, to show that my love was real. I stepped into this marriage with an open heart, hoping for a future built on trust, companionship, and mutual care. The night was supposed to be magical, the beginning of a new chapter in my life. But what happened next was something I never saw coming, and it cut deep. On our wedding night, as we settled into life together, Mrs. Mai looked at me with a troubled expression. Then, she said something that shook me to my core. She couldn't stand my smell. I was stunned, embarrassed. I had never noticed any unusual odor before, but her words left no room for doubt. Determined to fix the problem, I took the longest, most thorough shower of my life, scrubbing every inch of my body with soap and shower gel for over an hour. If a scent lingered, I was going to wash it away. Despite my efforts, Mrs. Mai still recoiled, covering her nose with clear disgust. Her reaction stung. Not wanting to make things worse, I quietly moved to another room to sleep. But sleep didn't come. I lay awake, wrestling with a swirl of emotions. Confusion, shame, and the creeping fear that our marriage was already cracking before it had even begun. At sunrise, I decided to confront the issue head-on. I asked her again if I truly smelled bad. She admitted that she had never noticed before since we had never lived together so closely. Then she mentioned something I had never considered, what some call the elderly smell. Determined to understand, I sought medical advice. The doctor explained that aging bodies naturally develop a distinct scent. It couldn't be erased completely, but it could be managed with good hygiene, fresh air, and a touch of cologne. Clinging to hope, I invested in an expensive bottle of perfume, spending more money than I ever had on fragrance. Surely, this would solve everything. But it didn't. Mrs. Mai's complaints grew sharper. She claimed my scent had seeped into the walls, into the furniture, into everything. The distance between us widened. Night after night, I slept alone in a separate room, aching for a closeness that now felt impossible. And though her words wounded me, I never blamed her. I never lashed out. But deep inside, I wondered, was love strong enough to survive something neither of us could change? By the fifth day, my patience had worn thin. That evening, I took an excruciatingly thorough shower, scrubbed every inch of my skin, and doused myself in a generous cloud of cologne. With renewed confidence, I stepped into the bedroom, expecting, hoping, for a different reaction. Instead, Mrs. Mai recoiled instantly, covering her nose as if I had walked in drenched in something foul. "It's too much," she said, her voice strained. "Even perfume can't hide it. My eyes burn. I feel sick. Please understand." Her words struck like a slap. I felt frustration surge, my composure crumbling. "I don't believe I smell that bad," I snapped. "If you don't want to be with me, just say it. Stop making excuses." That single accusation ignited a firestorm. Our voices clashed, resentment pouring out in waves. Finally, I blurted out what had been simmering beneath the surface. "If you can't stand me, maybe we should just end this?" The silence that followed was deafening. That night I slept in another room, the weight of our unfinished argument pressing heavy on my chest. By morning, Mrs. Mai had packed her things. She left quietly, offering no last words, no lingering glance. I didn't stop her. Days later, we signed the divorce papers, dissolving a brief, turbulent marriage that neither of us could salvage. And just like that, it was over. Life has a way of teaching us lessons when we least expect them. When I remarried, I truly believed in a future built on shared understanding and support. But as time passed, I realized that marriage wasn't a cure for loneliness. It brought its own set of struggles. Instead of filling an empty space, it complicated my world in ways I hadn't foreseen. So now, I've embraced living alone, accepting the natural changes that come with age. Still, a quiet hope lingers in my heart. Maybe, just maybe, I'll cross paths with someone who values companionship over perfection. Someone who walks beside me, offering warmth, kindness, and the simple joy of being understood. For now, I choose to release the weight of old regrets, embrace kindness toward myself, and accept that some things in life aren't meant to be forced. Instead, I hold on to acceptance, forgiveness, and a hopeful openness to the future. If there's a dream lingering in your heart, don't let age stand in your way. When the moment feels right, take the leap, no matter your years. Too often, society convinces us that growing older means fading into irrelevance, that we become burdens rather than blessings. Many believe their brightest days are behind them, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Each chapter of life presents fresh opportunities to embrace authenticity and become the best version of ourselves. Consider the incredible story of a woman who, well into her 90s, captivated the world through social media. Her passion never dimmed. She worked tirelessly at 7 small market stalls, often deep into the night. When asked if she ever felt drained by her age, her answer carried a quiet wisdom. If you do what you love, exhaustion is just another shade of joy. And if weariness does come, it too is a part of life's fulfillment. Her perspective is a powerful reminder that passion and purpose don't have an expiration date. Even after living through nearly a century, she still pursued her calling with unshakable devotion. That kind of spirit is a rare gift, one that should inspire us all to embrace every moment and chase what truly sets our souls on fire. They say age is just a number, and it's true. It doesn't define what you can or cannot do. What truly matters is your willingness to try. If there's a dream in your heart or a goal you've been postponing, start now, because it's never too late. Confidence is your greatest ally, and the fear of aging should never stand in your way. When you chase your passions, life rewards you with experiences full of meaning. The outcome may not always be what you imagined, but the journey itself will be rich with joy and fulfillment. Effort and dedication ensure that no moment of your life feels wasted. More importantly, embracing new knowledge and experiences keeps both mind and spirit alive. As the wise Mr. Junkin once said, "I lived to old age, and I kept learning until I grew old. I never gave up learning throughout my life." This philosophy underscores the power of lifelong learning. Mr. Junkin devoted her life to literature, drawing inspiration from countless books and refining her craft over the years. Her journey proves that curiosity and education keep us engaged and connected to the world around us. Aging isn't about wrinkles or slowing steps. It's about refusing to learn, explore, and welcome change. The world around us evolves constantly, shaped by advancements in technology and culture. Those who resist change risk feeling left behind. Experience is valuable, but holding too tightly to the past can create a barrier to meaningful connections in the present. Consider how modern communication happens, online, through smartphones and video calls. Learning to use these tools can strengthen connections with loved ones, like grandchildren, and make everyday life more enriching. Yes, learning may take longer with age, but the process itself is rewarding. Many older adults are embracing technology, discovering its ability to open new doors, spark new interests, and create lasting relationships. Don't let age set limits on your potential. See life as an ever-evolving journey of self-improvement. Every step forward brings growth and fulfillment. If you're still here, still listening, and still eager to grow, let me know. Comment the number 2 below. Your time is valuable, and I appreciate every moment of it. Aging gracefully means learning to accept goodbyes. Life moves in waves, greetings and farewells, arrivals and departures. Many fear separation, whether it's leaving behind the past, a childhood home, or cherished loved ones. These moments of loss sting, but they also shape us, teaching resilience and the art of treasuring the present. Think of life like a train bound for a final destination. Few companions stay until the end. Relationships come and go, woven by fate and circumstance. Instead of clinging to what's beyond our control, we should focus on those beside us now. Love them wholeheartedly, release regrets, and embrace life's flow with gratitude. Equally important is independence. Children love their parents, but their lives brim with responsibilities. Leaning too much on them can strain relationships, making everyone uneasy. Living together might seem comforting, yet differences in habits and expectations often lead to friction. In your own home, however humble, you set the rules. You wake when you wish, eat what you enjoy, and live with dignity, unburdened by compromise. Independence isn't just freedom, it's a quiet source of pride. It allows you to solve problems, make choices, and cherish the life you've built. Even if your children are willing to help, maintaining autonomy preserves peace. Your home, simple or grand, is your sanctuary, a place of comfort, choice, and self-respect. Aging is a journey of the mind and heart. When you welcome each day with optimism, embrace life's changes, and chase what truly brings you joy, you craft a life that is both meaningful and inspiring. Show the world that growing older is not about slowing down. It's about resilience, passion, and cherishing every step of the adventure. We're grateful to have you with us on this path of wisdom and discovery. What resonated with you today? What lessons from these stories will you carry forward? Share your thoughts below. We'd love to hear from you. Your insights inspire us all. If you found value in this message, leave a comment, like, and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more uplifting content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.